Hello everyone and thank you for watching. I hope you're well wherever you are. In this video, I want to talk about the courage that it takes to really get out of situations and how bad you need to want it. You know, it takes so much strength mentally, sometimes even physically, when you are going through a hard time to get out of bed, to open your eyes, and just to put that first foot on the floor. Trust me, I've been there, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you who are watching right now are going through that, or maybe are a little bit more advanced than that. But sometimes you get this bitter reminder that you are struggling and that it is so hard. It's a matter of really, like I say, sitting tight and fasten your seatbelt and feeling the pain going through you. Sometimes there's no other choice than just facing it. Sometimes you can see it just arriving in your face and you know it's going to be a rough time. But sometimes there is no choice than facing it. And if you don't face it, you won't be able to overcome it. Of course, you can cut things off your life and you can decide to leave them aside. And sometimes we have to do those things. But if this is something that is really important to you and very crucial, and you are going through a hard time because of that, sometimes you have no other choices than truly going through it. And there are gonna be days when you're gonna wanna give up, and that happened to me many times in the last few months, since last August. And I am so much better now, but I had days where I didn't want to get up from my bed, that I was crying until I was exhausted. I remember that moment. It was a long time ago. It was last August, where I was so unwell. I was on the floor crying, exhausted. I was trying to, call a helpline to get some help, and the number was busy. And I hanged up, and I just felt so alone in this world. I was at the bottom of the bottom. And luckily, I had a friend who called me and managed to, make me feel better. But these are part of the moment where you really don't have a lot of energy left. But I promise you, there will be some better days. Sometimes we reach the bottom, but that's the bottom. There is no more bottom or deeper ground than that. And from that, you're slowly going to make one small step after another. I always said it is not a straight path. You're gonna have ups and downs. I remember some days I was feeling much better, and some days I was crashing completely. At some point, the pain or my brain was numbed. It was almost like a survival thing. But I had to decide that I had to get better. I didn't really want it because, when you're so unwell, you are in a comfortable sort of pain, and it's kind of easy just to give up almost. It's easier to give up than just making yourself better. But it's a choice, and not maybe all of us have this energy, but it will come at some point where you tell yourself that that's it. You are sick of going through a hard time. You are sick of being who you are, and you just want to fight to get better. It's gonna be, like I say, this moment where you're gonna decide, because it's a decision. You're gonna decide that you have enough of feeling the way you feel, that you have enough of being who you are and who you have always been. And a lot of people believe, and including myself at that time, I believe that, I've always been really sensitive and I'm always going to be this way. And yeah, part of me will always be sensitive, but the way I react to things, the way I, manage my emotions, that can be worked on. We sometimes cannot change the core of who we are, but we can adapt it. And through the pain, we can transform the way we think, the way we feel gradually. It doesn't have to be a radical shift. But what I want you to know is that it is a decision. making yourself happy, getting yourself out of a situation, feeling better, quitting your bad habit, distancing yourself from people. Doing all this is a decision, and it's hard to decide. It's so weird, right? Why is it hard to decide to be happy? But it's simply because we are, first we may not believe we can, and also it's true, it's gonna take a massive, massive effort. But if you don't do it, who is going to do it for you? You can't rely on people. People are going to try to help you, but if you don't help yourself, you're not going to make it out. At some point, I had to decide that I had to do it because nobody would do it instead of me. And I didn't want to be, remembered as someone who had failed and who stayed in this state of mind. I wanted to prove, and you should not really do things to prove to people, but at least I wanted to prove to myself that I was capable of doing it. I wanted to do what I thought I was not able to do. And it became almost like a rage, like, a very strong motivation, a fight against myself. And victory is not about reaching that final destination. Victory is about not giving up. When you put that foot on the floor, that's already a small victory. So don't look at this overall happiness thing. Just decide to put that step on the ground when you wake up in the morning. Trust me, it's a fight. It's going to be hard. You're going to get some punches in your face, hopefully not for real, right? But you're going to be knocked down many times. But every single time, you got to decide again. It's an everyday decision to make yourself better. Life is worth it. So fight every day. Find the courage, sit tight, and go through it. Right. Take care, and I speak to you soon.